Hey, it's Kyle with Midwest Aftermarket, and today we're going to be unlocking the full power of our engine by installing this Edge Pulsar onto our 2018 Dodge Ram 1500. Let's do it! All right, so once we pop the hood, we're going to want to disconnect the negative battery terminal on here, because if we don't do that, there's a risk you're going to fry your engine and you could get 1.21 gigawatts of electricity to go back to the future, and you don't want that. So let's go ahead and start off with that. All right, so the next step that we're going to take is removing the airbox here. Now, this is not absolutely necessary for you to do that. As a matter of fact, you should have enough room to be able to install the Pulsar back here, but for the purposes of being able to see this and to give us some more room, we're going to remove this airbox. Now, what you're going to want to do is have a flathead screwdriver. You're going to want to put it here in this guy, in this tube right here, and simply turn. So after we've loosened this up, we're going to be removing this hose right here, and you're just going to be able to do that by pulling it. Now, it's going to take a lot of effort and elbow grease if you've never done that before. Twist it, and if you hear this sound right here, you're doing it right, okay? Now, don't break it, but you can put a lot of elbow grease into removing it, and you're probably going to have to. Come on! All right, and then once that tube is off, you can just remove this big guy right here. Now, if it doesn't easily come off, you can take the top of the box off by undoing a couple of clips. That makes things easier. Or if that does easily come off, you can just pull this guy out. Come on, get out! All right, there we go. Look at that. All right, so this silver thing here that looks like a flux capacitor is actually your PCM. That's what we're going to remove to put the Edge Pulsar on. In order to do that, you're going to remove a couple things here. These red switches, you're going to flip those up, and you're going to take 3 bolts off. You have one here, and one here. All right? So let's go ahead and lift this guy up here. Gah! Okay, one more here. Ah! All right, and we can just remove the bolts. All right, so now that we got 2 of these bolts out, before you pull the third one out, what we're going to do is remove a couple of these connectors here. All right, just like that. And the last step that you're going to do is remove this third bolt. Now, I'm stopping before I do it because you're going to want to make sure you get a good hold on this PCM before you remove that final bolt, because if you don't, this right here could fall and break, and that would be bad news. All right, so now that we've removed the PCM from the truck, you're going to put the Edge Pulsar on top of this. Now, you notice you have your connectors here and your connectors here, right? Well, it's going to be impossible for you to put the wrong ones on. So take your Edge Pulsar, put it on top of your PCM like so, and the bolts that we used that we're holding the PCM on, we're not going to be using those anymore, but put those aside. Make sure you don't lose those, because if you ever want to take the Pulsar off, you're going to want to use those to put the PCM back on, okay? Now, you got these 3 long ones here. You're going to be using these to connect it back into the spot that we removed it from. Easy peasy, just like that. Now that we have the first bolt of the Pulsar on right there, before we put the other 2 on, let's go ahead and clip the zip tie down below the Pulsar. Here's why we're doing this. If we don't clip that zip tie, we don't have enough room to connect this bad boy. So take your pair of pliers here, okay, and you're going to have to reach in like a big boy there. Okay, helps if you have a step ladder or if you're real tall. And just clip it. Next, we're going to be connecting these to the Edge Pulsar to unleash the power of your engine. Right, Corey, who's off camera? Fist bumping the screen. There we go. Okay, now that we have the clips on, the Edge Pulsar is good to go. You're going to be on the road opening that bad boy up, racing other people for pink slips. Yeah! If that's what you choose to do. Technically, that's illegal, but if you wanted to, you totally could. Before we do that, though, we just got to put the airbox back on here, and we'll be on the road. Yeah, Corey! Say yeah. Yeah. Okay, and the last step before you can get this bad boy back on the road and opened up is just reattaching your battery here. All right, come on, get in there. Come on now, fight it. Fight it a little bit. Probably don't want to fight it. It's probably a bad idea. All right, that's going to do it for the installation of the Edge Pulsar. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to us on YouTube. And also, if you would like to purchase one of these bad boys, you can do so very easily at MidwestAftermarket.com, or just pick up the phone and give us a call. Also, if you have any questions. And don't forget about the video where we unboxed this guy. You can also see that in the link in the description below. I'm Kyle. We'll see you next time.